Hello, everyone. Consider a business process like tracking inbound RFP submissions. To automate this, you would typically build a custom agent. You would wire together different workflow tools, triggers, connectors, prompt logics, and system integrations. It gets the job done, but every process ends up in its own bespoke implementation, which means we'll probably build different agent to implement different business processes. This is where Microsoft Copilot Cowork comes in. It is one of the frontier agents that Microsoft 365 offers. It is powered by the same technology that is behind Claude Cowork. Instead of building and maintaining custom agents for different processes, you merely define reusable business skills. These are declarative descriptions of intent, constraints, and expected outcomes. Copilot Cowork takes these skills, plans the execution, and then gets the work done autonomously, and then merely reaches out to you when a human in the loop is required to take some critical decisions along the way. The result is that we make a shift from an agent sprawl to a skill based economy. Business processes are no longer locked inside custom implementations, they become portable, reusable skills that Copilot Cowork executes as a single autonomous fabric inside Microsoft 365. So, having said that, um, let me show the skill that was created for the RFP inbound submissions tracking. This is the name of the skill and the description which the agent needs to look at before it decides to invoke this particular skill. You would notice that we define in natural language what are the different input that it needs to consider. For example, my mailbox is the primary input. So this agent is going to look at my inbox and determine if there are any emails mentioning what are RFP inputs. I'm also giving it a look back window. I'm saying that the last 7 days, have there been emails around RFPs? I also have this input, which is an Excel file. It is a tracker workbook where all the RFPs extracted. Okay, so you have an email, and then this agent is going to extract specific information from that and then insert them as rows into this particular Excel tracker. And finally, I'll also collaborate with my team. So I'll actually use the agent to create a Teams chat message where I loop in other stakeholders from my team and then um, capture the context of the RFP information extracted into the Teams chat message. So that's a simple workflow that I'm showcasing out here. I'm describing each and every step in a bit of detail so that the agent knows what exactly I'm looking for, how it should reason over the different emails, weed out things like forwards and replies to an RFP email, and just look at the singular email which has all the information. It has all the inputs it requires to reason and pick up the right stuff out there. I'm describing what are the input that I require or to be extracted from that RFP email, and then I instruct the agent to open the Excel file that I spoke to you about, and then insert the information extracted as rows into that table. It also will ask me for confirmation before it performs those tasks and actions, before it actually embeds them into the Excel file. And finally, like I said, I want to loop in my colleague here in the Teams chat message, and then I embed the information extracted into the Teams chat message. Okay, so that's the skill that I'm going to use out here. And this is the Excel file into which the information needs to be inserted as rows. You notice that I have an Excel table out here, and then I have columns, and there are placeholders to capture the information from the RF email. Now let me go ahead and start this. So I'm going to say that I have already defined a skill, and once I um, publish the skill to a particular location, the agent knows where to pick it up from. Okay, so for example, when I get to the skills tab out here, you'll notice that the RFB inbound capture is available. I'm just going to say I've just handed off this skill to the Microsoft Copilot Cowork. So you may ask, so why a skill is required? Why a skill document is required? Could I not just interact with the Copilot Cowork agent here by along each and every step along the way. You could do that. Okay, so it's just that if you want to roll this out as an automated process across multiple users, it'd be laborious for each of them to um, prod the agent at every step along the way, process what it has done, and then hand off to the next step. It's easier to wrap the whole thing as a skill, in which case the whole workflow happens autonomously, and then you are in the loop where you need to make those decisions. So it's asking me to confirm these are the RFPs I care about, so I can select both of these, which I know are valid candidates for consideration. You notice here that it is using the RFP inbound capture skill that we created earlier. Now it is reading the Excel file to understand what is the schema of the data that needs to be extracted. Is asking me whether I should go ahead and insert these rows. I think they look good to me, and then I'm going to acknowledge that. This is about the Teams chat message. It has given me a draft of what it's about to send, and I'm making sure that it's indeed the right persons that had wanted to be looped in, which is the case here. I think looks good. I'm going to acknowledge and say proceed with that. So while this happens, I want to look at the Excel file here. There you go. So both the records have been inserted here. All the relevant information from the email have been extracted and mapped to the column values here. Let me go ahead and post. This is for the second message. It gives me a summary of all that was performed in course of executing this business process. Okay, so here are the Teams chat messages sent to Arvind Raman, my colleague. This concludes the demo.